Having, can you please open the door? I felt a sense of confliction come over me. This didn't feel right. I had watched enough police programs and dramas to know they usually have to report to places with another officer. The lack of any police cars also unnerved me. Sorry, officer. I'm sure you can understand the reluctancy to open the door due to our situation. He snapped back. It's fine. I am an officer of the law and instructing you to please open up. I need to come in and update you. Now I knew something was wrong. His whole demeanor was now completely different to when we spoke 2 nights ago. I watched as his head looked upwards. I heard my wife scream the words. Oh my God. His eyes. What the fuck? I rushed up the stairs, my feet slipping as I ran. I saw Steph, but she looked petrified. She stared at me blankly and said, "You need to let him in. He will help us." I uttered back, struggling to catch my breath. "We can't. You know we can't." "What did you see? What was wrong with his eyes?" She tilted her head at me, her eyes began to roll upwards. "Let him in. Let him in." Her tone started to change. It was turning into a gravelly, rasping voice. Her face now full of anger as she screamed at me. "Let him in now." I grabbed her and shook her while shouting, "Steph, listen to me, snap out of it." She looked back at me, dazed and confused. She said wearily, with tears in her eyes, "I want to go to bed." I said, "Only if you are okay." She said she was fine and didn't know what happened. I checked the video feed once more. No one was there. It took me a few hours to fall asleep worrying about what happened to Steph. When I woke the next morning, Steph was gone. Her phone and jewelry left on the bedside cabinet. I went downstairs and searched for her, but nothing. She wasn't in the house. I called the police department on the number I was given. I spoke to the partner of the policeman that was at my door. I told him everything that happened and that my wife had gone missing. They told me the officer that was stood at my door 8 hours earlier was on leave. He flew out on holiday yesterday morning. It couldn't have been him. In the hours ahead, a search team was assembled and I joined them in searching the local area. There was no sign of her. It's now 11 p.m. I'm sitting alone in my living room, my head now full of fear and radiating pain. I just want my Steph home. I just want normality back. Here it comes, 12:59. 3, 2, 1 o'clock. The notifications came through. I opened the app. Steph was at the front door. I was almost half expecting it. I said, "Where were you, honey?" She looked into the camera. "I was taken, but I escaped and I'm here now. Let me in and I will tell you all about it." I took a deep sigh. "Okay, I will be there in a minute, babe. What can I do? She is my wife. I have nothing without her." I wrote all of this throughout this evening, hoping for some sort of closure, maybe even a happy ending to this horrible experience. I guess now it will just be a piece of evidence on what happened to us both. I need to go answer the door now. My wife is home.